Hi students, are you okay at home or feeling boring? Yes, I came to know that some of you are feeling boring looking at this dark face here. Is it? Do you feel boring to attend the class? I said yesterday, I think some of the I don't know which whether I have told you or others in the mobile in the video that even if you don't like, my dear students, even if you don't like to see the video, even if it is boring, please see more than once and learn your lessons. That is more important than the video, the colorful video, beautiful video. It is not beautiful. It is not for beauty, not for to see the glamours. Okay, it is to learn glamour of the take the glamour, find the glamour in this beauty, glamour of your knowledge, glamour of knowing the facts, knowing your subjects. If you are knowing your subject well, I'll tell you, anybody will be accepting you, anybody will like you, and anybody and everybody. Okay, your parents will like you, your teachers will like you, your friends will like you, and they will take that my friend is coming first, he has scored this much percentage of marks and all that. They will be happy, and if you don't, then like loafers, no? Okay, come to the point, come to the lesson here. We were discussing about the Delhi Sultanate. Remember Delhi Sultanate? Please take the book and pencil in hand. So Lady Empress Rajya Sultana we have completed. So what is that? So what happened after that? So from that is after the death of Rajya, her brother Nasiruddin Muhammad ascended to the throne. However, the period was marked by internal strife, struggle. Strife means problem, confusion, and difficulties, disorder. And Nasir, being a young and weak ruler, failed to control the situation, internal problem. And so this boy was a king and he could not control the whole situation. He turned towards Balban. Now, originally a slave, Balban also is a slave. But then he was a leader of the Chahalgani. Who are the Chahalganis? Who established the Chahalgani? Do you remember who are the Chahalganis? Please find out. If you don't remember, go back to the explanation, go back to your lesson in this page itself. Okay. So he was the leader. He was the leader of the Chahalganis. And his father-in-law for help. And he was a leader of the Chahalgani and his father-in-law for help. So for father-in-law for help. Whose father-in-law? Balban. Okay. So whose father-in-law? Nasir's father-in-law was Balban. So he was a leader, and so he turned towards. That means he went to ask help to control the whole situation, internal problem of the empire. Delhi Sultanate, such a huge empire. Now, Ghiyasuddin Balban, 1266 to 1286. After Nasir's death, after Nasir's death, that is Nasiruddin Muhammad death. I don't know how he died, so somebody killed him. Ghiyasuddin Balban occupied the throne. He was the most powerful ruler of the slave dynasty. Among the slaves, he was one of the powerful ruler. When Balban came to power, he had to face a lot of trouble. He took over when he was in the strife, when the empire was full of problem. So he had to face a lot of troubles as the members of Chahalgani refused to accept his authority. They accepted the leadership of Chahalgani, of their own leader, but they did not accept him as an emperor. They did not accept him. So refused to accept his authority. The Rajput chiefs revolted. Rajputs, we don't want this king. And so revolted against him, and the Mongols threatened him to attack. Now, if you are king, we'll attack. We are going to invade. The Mongols, they were constant threat of the Sultanate. Balban adopted a policy, blood and iron policy, blood and iron policy, to subdue every revolt. What is this blood and iron policy? Is a policy where to control the rebellions, whether internal rebellion or external rebellion. He was very strict, and he crushed them. He finished them off. No mercy, no imprisonment or nothing. Cut them off, finish them off, kill them. That was the rule. He was very, very strict towards the rebellions. He finished them off, cut them, or no imprisonment. And so this was just to subdue, to control the revolt. He used his sword relentlessly, mercilessly. Relentlessly means in an extreme way that continues without stopping. Continuous, tack, tack, tack. He continued. So he used the sword to control the rebels. And the traitors, who are the traitors? Dhokebaj. We call it traitors, cheaters, thieves, and even the nobles, to restore peace and order. All these people, those who were against him, they finished him. He finished him up. Even the thieves, even the nobles. Though Balban was successful ruler, his successors were weak and inefficient. As a result, the slave dynasty collapsed. So after Balban, the slave dynasty collapsed. Did you understand? So with this, slave dynasty came to an end, because after Balban, his successors, his sons or his grandsons were not efficient, not able, not up to the mark, not qualified, illegible, not legible, illegible. Okay, so they were weak. Next one comes is the Khalji dynasty. After the slave dynasty, new dynasty comes Khalji. The Khaljis were Turks who had settled in Afghan. The Khalji dynasty was the second dynasty to rule the Delhi Sultanate. Now all this, remember that Qutbuddin Aibak, then came his successors. Iltutmish came. Iltutmish also had the weak successors. His sons were bekar. His sons were of no use. So daughter came. Daughter, they killed her. And then after that comes the Balban comes. Ghiyasuddin Balban. After that, after Balban comes the end of the slave dynasty. Now these Turks, those who were the so-called the masters, now slaves dynasty came to an end. So masters are coming here. So these Turks, once again, they came to capture Delhi. So Jalaluddin Khalji. Now let us come. Jalaluddin Khalji was the founder of the Khalji dynasty. He usurped the throne by killing Balban's grandson. See that, by killing killing Balban's grandson. Name is not given. He came to the throne, usurped the throne. That means he came and took over, or beautified the throne by sitting over there. When he ascended the throne, there was utter chaos. Utter chaos means completely disorder in the empire, and confusion, chaos and confusion. No order, no discipline, no rules and regulations. Everything had gone to the dogs. And so there was a complete chaos and confusions in the kingdom. Jalaluddin was a compassionate ruler. He was very merciful, generous and kind. He was very merciful, generous, kind ruler. He entrusted the task of conquest to Alauddin Khalji. Jalaluddin Khalji gave the task to make the all this bring back the whole empire to the main track. He entrusted the work to Alauddin Khalji. In 1296, Jalaluddin was murdered by Muhammad Salim on the orders of Alauddin Khalji. So this Alauddin Khalji was under Jalaluddin Khalji. And so what he made the trick that he asked Muhammad Salim to kill Jalaluddin Khalji and he became the emperor very nicely. See the condition. It's very, very bad condition. He killed his master, who ascended the throne next. So this. Now, so Alauddin Khilji. Alauddin Khilji did not believe in Jalaluddin's theory of benevolence, mercifulness, helpfulness, kind. He was strict, like who? Blood and iron ruler. Who? Ghiyasuddin Balban, like. So he was a shrewd administrator and stuck to the Balban's theory. So he accepted. He took the theory of Balban's and to administer and through fears. He is regarded as the greatest of the Delhi Sultanate monarch. He was the greatest monarch of Delhi Sultanate. Not only slave dynasty who was there, Balban was there. Now he is the Al-Khalji was the greatest ruler of the Delhi Sultanate monarch. Monarch means king. He vigorously pursued an imperial policy and brought large part of Indian subcontinent under a control of a powerful central government. He gathered, he consolidated all the small territories and made one. And from the center he started ruling. And what the policy? Blood and iron policy. He started. Okay. So see you next then.